What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to this episode of G4 Outdoors. Today we're going to be talking about the main differences between the Cub Cadet Ultima ZT1 and the ZT2.
Doing what I've always done, all for the love of guitars, girls, green grass, and guns. Yeah. I was busted outside the bus at a show in Memphis. Guess I should've known who I was asking for a light. Half the cage, couldn't wait to get back on stage. Now I'm alright. Woke me up a little appetite for a whole lot of guitars, girls, green grass, and guns. Everybody sing a bang bang, shoot them guns. I'll be long gone for the morning come to them. It's the chang chang on the guitar strings, moving in the moonbeams. Bet you hear the people scream. Have a real good time. Folks like me can't get enough of guitars, girls, green grass, and guns.
First and foremost, I'd like to give a big shout out to Derek at Jerry's Outdoor Equipment, servicing and selling all of your Cub Cadet needs. Alright, so we're going to start from top to bottom, starting off with the seat. On the ZT1, you get a regular seat, just like this one right here. But on the ZT1, the seat is bolted down to the frame, and you have to unbolt it to move the seat forward or back. On the ZT2, it has the easy adjust, just like in your vehicle. Also, it comes with the armrest. As far as the seats, that's the only thing that's different on this. So coming to the back of the mowers, on the ZT1 it comes with a Kohler 24 horse mower, and that's on the 54-inch model. Once you get down to the 50-inch model, you can get back into the Kawasaki 23 horse mowers. Now on the ZT2s, on the 54-inch deck, it comes with the Kawasaki 23 horsepower motor. So when it comes to the tires, you have different tires on the ZT1 and the ZT2, both front and rear. Both of them made by Carlisle. That may change in the future. But here on the rear, on the ZT1, you have a 2-ply, a little bit beefier of a tread. Here on the ZT2, you're going to have a 4-ply tire, which is going to be more durable, more resistant to punctures or whatnot. Another thing about the Z tread on here, I don't know if that's a specific name, but that's what it looks like, so I'm going to call it the Z tread. It's going to be a lot easier on your turf when you're doing your zero turns. This is going to slide around on the grass instead of divoting holes in there like this beefier tread would. Now, as you can see here on the ZT2, it does have a bigger caster and bigger tire on the front. Over the ZT1, which is a little smaller, it's still adequate. But if you were going to be hopping curbs or doing anything like that, I would go with this, especially if you want to run over your kids' metal toys. So moving on down to the deck, another difference between the two. On the ZT2, you're going to have about a 3/8 of an inch guard around the bottom of the deck. On the ZT1, that moves down to about a 1/4 of an inch. Not that big of a deal, but if you plan on running into trees or anything like that with the side of your deck, the 3/8 of an inch is going to hold up a lot better. So before we go below, I'm going to talk about the two differences in the motors. Here on the ZT2, you see you have 2 reservoirs for your hydraulic fluids. And here on the ZT1, you can see that there is no hydraulic fluid reservoirs over here. So on the ZT2, you're going to have the ZT-2800 serviceable transmission. On the ZT1, you're going to have the EZT-2200 non-serviceable transmission. So both the ZT2 and the ZT1 both come with a 4-acre rating. Now, even though that says 4 acres, keep in mind that that is per week. That is not on a daily basis. Neither one of these are meant to go out and be commercial mowers. For a startup business, I would say the ZT2 would be fine for the startup business. Now on the ZT2, I would recommend this if you actually do have the 4 acres. If you have the property that's going to be bumpy and hilly or whatnot, I would go with the ZT2. It's a little bit beefier. Everything on here is more serviceable than the ZT1. Now, if you just have your regular residential property, I would go with the ZT1. Now, personally, I got the ZT1. I have approximately 3 acres, and I thoroughly enjoy mine. Mine is the 50-inch, and it does come with the Kawasaki motor, which is a 23 horse, and it runs it perfectly. Now let's keep in mind, when it comes to towing, you're probably going to want to go with the ZT2. It does have the beefier transmission that's a little more designed for heavier work. The ZT1 will come with a tow hitch. It's more meant for your yard carts, for hauling debris, light debris around your properties. But if you plan on doing that on a regular basis, I would go with the ZT2. So that's the differences between the Cub Cadet Ultima ZT1 and the ZT2. And again, I'd like to give a big shout out to Derek at Jerry's Outdoor Equipment in Smithville, Missouri. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and leave a comment down below. Thanks for visiting G4 Outdoors, and we'll see you in the next one. I'm out. Hi guys. Discussing the main difference to Derek at Jerry's Outdoor Power. It's not power equipment. Big shout out to David at Jerry's Outdoor Equipment.
Kansas. I can be David.
Did I do David again?
Yeah.
Are you me?
You got the whiteboard marker?
Derek at Jerry's out. See, that was weak. Big shout out to Derek at Jerry's. It was almost David's Outdoor Power Equipment. Jerry's Outdoor Equipment. Services. You have just a regular seat. The ZT1 will come with a Kohler Courage 24 horse, and the ZT2 will come with a Kawasaki 23 horse.
Not a Courage. Courage is a bad name. Anyways.
So when it comes to tires, you have different. I don't know if that's a specific name. Give you better. Tell me again. 3/8 of an inch protection along the lip of the mower deck. Here on the ZT2, you're on. So another feat.
Cry chopping in the neck.
So another differentiating.
Differentiating? You could just go another difference between the two.
All right, but not 2 reservoirs for your hydro. So before we go.
Or do you want me to do it? Train on the coming in the camera. Why is Andy on the video?
Why? Where'd Andy come from?
Why is cutting clean here, dude? Yeah.
Wow.
Like you're a straight salesman.
Whether you're choosing the ZT2 for your larger properties or your ZT1 for your smaller properties, see where that ended in no place. And let's keep in mind that the 4-hour rule, that is per week. That is not, that is. So both the ZT2, that didn't catch up.
It didn't.
4 acres. Keep in mind that now if you just have your
Like your regular residential property.
regular resident. Again, I'd like to thank Derek.
You're not even on camera
I know
yet.
it. What is?
I'm going to come up to you.
So those are the So those are the differences between the Z. Thanks for visiting G4 Outdoors, and we'll see you in the next one. I'm out.
Spent the night and a half the cage. Couldn't wait to get back on stage. Now I'm alright. Woke me up a little appetite for a whole lot of guitars, girls, green grass, and gum.